this is Vaan Naturals. You are welcome.
Thank you, thank you. So what motivated the name and the inspiration behind Vaan Naturals?
Vaan Naturals is an abbreviation, or let me say an acronym for our small daughter, my wife and I, my co-founder.
Okay.
Yes, and so she is actually called Vanessa Aseyi Ayitinda, and so we use each of the first letters, so VAAN, and then we added the natural because we want to produce natural foods for the masses. And what actually motivated us into venturing into this food is the fact that we want to have something doing alongside our 8 to 5 work, and so we decided, or we concluded, that we need to come out with some wholesome foods, because day in, day out, people are eating, we are all eating, and so if we have to produce food too, we have to produce quality foods, and so that's what we seek to do as Vaan Naturals.
Okay. So what type of spices do you do?
So currently we have about six spices that we do. Namely, we have pepper powder, we have shrimp powder, we have natural mixed spices. Okay. We also have turmeric powder. We also have some ginger powder as well, and we have shrimp powder as well. We do granite paste for the granite lovers as well, so you can use it for your soup, you can use it as your bread spread, and then you can also use it for some mashke, if you care to know.
Okay.
Yeah, so
mashke,
I mean, yes, mashke.
Mashke with granite paste?
Serious.
Really?
Yeah, you can try it.
I've never tried that. I'm very weird when it comes to food, but that I've never tried. Yeah.
Mashke with granite paste. So you just get a bit of the granite paste, and then you put it into your blender, add your ice cream cake, mash it all together. You are good to go.
Wow.
Yes.
So can you tell us something? How do you source your produce? Because you make everything in-house here, which is good. How do you source them? So
what we do is we buy the raw materials from the market.
Okay.
Yes. So our long-term goal is probably for us to go into farming, so that we'll come up with our own raw materials. But for now, what we do is we source it from the open market. So we get, let's say, if it's ginger powder, we buy the fresh ginger, we take it through the processing of washing, cutting, drying, and then to the grinding, and then finally to its packaging, to the finishing. So these are a few of the ways. Fish, for instance, we source it from the open market. We also have agents who, when the fish is in abundance, we get it into the dry state, and then we produce it into powder. So applies to the shrimp as well. Yeah, so basically this is how far we have gone with getting our raw materials for Vaan Naturals. Okay, how long have you been in existence, Vaan Naturals? How long have you been? Vaan Naturals has been in existence, I think, for 2 years now. We started in 2019. Okay. Yes, and then that's how far we have come, and then we hope to grow bigger and better in the coming years. Okay, would you say it has been challenging in Ghana, especially for small business like your size? Yes, very. It has been very challenging, very challenging. I must admit that in Ghana, you can't start something small and then get it all rosy. You need to go through a few hurdles here and there. Yes, some has to do with getting FDA approval and then other certification as well. So it has been a very big headache and tax. And there's also the aspect of taxation. It's a business we just started, and then even getting all the necessary people to educate you on this taxing and then whatever, sometimes it's also a problem. So a few times you are ignorant of this, but at the end of the day, once we get to know, the law has to apply to you. What would you say are some of the challenges when it comes to spices, the spice industry in Ghana? Okay, so the spice industry we have in Ghana, you see, it's a very boosting and then very vibrant industry. But it's just like in Ghana, we are not exploring there more. And this can even rake in a lot of revenue for Ghana. Okay. Yes, and so the very few that comes in, we end up mixing them and then sensitizing them with other foreign materials. And so at the end of the day, you are not even assured of the quality in there. Yes. So primarily you started Vaan Naturals because of the quality, because you want to give people
good quality because of the various mixes that have been happening in the marketplaces, right?
Yes, so that's one of the main aim that we started Vaan Naturals. We want to come up with a quality product devoid of any form of mixture, devoid of any form of additives, no preservatives. We understand that God in his own wisdom put the medicine in our foods, and so once we consume these foods in its natural states, why not? We are assured of the health benefits that we are going to derive, aside the satisfaction and the taste or the flavor as well. So that's why was one motivating factor for we Vaan Naturals to continue our production.
Currently, where can people get to buy products from Vaan Naturals?
So by God's grace, Vaan Naturals has risen through the ranks. Currently, we are in 2 of the shops. We are in Palace Mall across country. We are also in China malls as well.
Okay.
And the bigger picture is for it to get to every household. Every household. That's why we boast of ourselves saying that we are a household essential. So at the end of the day, in every kitchen, we want to find Vaan Natural products in the kitchen. So our place is not to be on the shelves in the shops. Our place as Vaan Naturals is to be in the kitchen of people.
Would you say it was difficult to get into the shops?
Yes, very, very difficult. And as we speak, it's still even difficult more because you can agree with me that there are a number of shops and supermarkets across country. Yes, so it's very difficult. And I must also say that we are facing a bit of stiffer competition because definitely we are not the first in the market, and so that competition is there. But we are never letting our guards loose because we are assured of the quality that we are bringing, and so definitely we will continue hitting these shops and make sure that our products are found everywhere, every nook and cranny of the country.
Before we take the last question, which will be to tell us how people can get in touch with you, we would like to see the faces behind Vaan Naturals. You get it? Because you're talking to us the whole time and it's like we are not okay. So
I say this Vaan Naturals.
Now tell us, how can we reach you guys if we want to buy?
Okay, so Vaan
In
Naturals,
bulk or like,
yes, actually Vaan Naturals, what we do is we produce in bulk. So as you can see here, there's bulk production really ongoing. This turmeric powder, and so if you want to retail, our offices are open, or our doors are open for retailing. You can also contact us via our phone numbers as well. So 0244 251705, 057 4000 308, 0559 772599. You can also check on us on our handles: Instagram at Vaan Naturals, on Facebook Vaan Naturals. Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. I brought you Vaan Naturals, producers of these wonderful spices you're seeing on your screens right now. A Ghanaian production, and I love what they do. See, their primary focus is to get you the greatest version of all spices you can possibly get. What I mean by that is they don't mix it up with any unnatural stuff for you to buy. They care about your health and they want you to consume the products just as they are intended to. So if you're out there and you're a small business, if you are out there and you're a retailer and you would want to buy things from them, a wholesaler, and buy things and sell, then please do well to contact them. And if you are just an individual out there for this Christmas and you want to eat something and you want to use their spices, do well to visit the China malls as well as the shopping, the Palace Mall across the country, and you will get their produce on there to buy. Now, if you're a farmer and you produce stuff you think might be good for them to use, like ginger, for example, please do well to hit them up on the telephone numbers on your screen so that you can get to do business with them. Also, to my folks out there in Europe and in America, do well to contact them so you can export some of this stuff right there and sell to the Ghanaians over there. Vaan Naturals is what you guys need for this festive season and beyond. Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon, for joining us.
Thank you,
really
Mr. Mordin. I'm grateful as well.
Nice one. So, Charlie, right here on this channel is all about positivity. And as you know, my name will forever remain Mordin. If anybody comes to you with a negative vibe, turn around with a smile and say, peace out. Vaan Naturals, truly natural.